But what's been surprising me is the fact that this guy charges a flat fee of $10,000.
Jeez. Like seriously, an actor doesn't cost that much.
Welcome back to the Escape Road podcast, everybody. My name is Foong.
And I am Ron.
Welcome back to another episode.
Good evening.
Hey. Man, I'm kind of jealous at the fact that you got a bevy in front of you right now.
Yeah, this is actually a Thai beer. I really wanted to share this with you, but I understand you're going through a
How is it?
Oh, it's fucking delicious. Yeah, it's really good.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big statement, I reckon.
Yeah. When you're done with your F45, we can
dieting.
We can enjoy this beer together. Yeah.
Guess what I found? Well, rather, Abby found this. Like, you know how like I like to say that anything can be made into a business.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy in Australia, Queensland, he's been making money by granting people's last wishes before they hit the ground.
Okay. How?
So basically, like if you got like a secret that you don't want to tell people and you don't want to take it to the grave, right? So this guy comes up to you and you talk to him. It's like, hey, I want to say this when I die, and I want you to be at my funeral, blend in, and interrupt people just to say what I have to say before I went down to the grave.
Jeez.
Right.
Okay.
So this guy, right? Like, so his best friend. So this guy's dead, right? He's gone. So he contracted Bill Edgar from Queensland, right? So while his best friend was up on the podium giving a speech about like how good he is and before his death and whatnot, Bill Edgar interrupted the best friend and told him that he knows that the best friend's been having an affair with the dead guy's wife.
Jesus, that's like,
how good is that?
It's good, but that sounds really, really vengeful. For that to be like the last thing,
it's kind of like that's kind of vengeful. But yes, but what if you have other things that you wanted to say? For example, like, hey, I've been married to this wife, but hey, I just want to say that I'm gay. Not that I am. I'm just saying that as an example, right?
I wouldn't judge you if that was the case.
No. So,
do you want me to say that in your funeral?
No.
Okay.
Can you not? As my best friend, you are not to say that, bro. This is going on record. So
not gay.
The thing is with me is like that's all well and good, like to everyone's devices. But what's been surprising me is the fact that this guy charges a flat fee of $10,000.
Jeez. Like seriously, an actor doesn't cost that much.
Like an actor to come and cry at your funeral, right?
Wow, 10 grand. I mean, is he actually making money? Like
he's already so far since he started his business, he's done 22 funerals.
That's like 200 something.
200 grand. 200 grand, right?
I'm speechless. I'm speechless.
I mean, this goes to show that you can literally make money out of any ridiculous ideas that you might find. Nothing's out of question. So his Bill Edgar's his strategy is that he needs to win the crowd. Once he's got the crowd, then he can say whatever he wants at the funeral.
Win the crowd in what sense? Like, hey, everybody like that, and look at me.
Yeah,
I have something to say.
He's once said that he's once interrupted the funeral by going to the podium and said that, by the way, you in this funeral, I want you guys out. If not, I'll come down there and escort you guys out because the person who just died does not want you at the funeral.
Okay.
He's like a funeral bouncer almost.
A funeral bouncer. Wow. Okay.
Right. Anyway, I just had to get that out of my system, and Abby shared this with you. I'm like, this is brilliant. I love this article already.
Yeah. It always annoys me when I read it. I'm like, you read these stupid businesses. Like you remember there was a business where this guy was sending people potatoes.
Yeah.
It was like what, $5 or $10, and you can send someone a potato.
A
He was
potato.
making good money from it, right? And I'm like,
$5 a potato. Man, it costs like $2 for a bag of 5 kilos. That's amazing.
yeah. And I'm thinking like, and this guy made good money from it as well. And you just think to yourself, why didn't I think about that? Why didn't I think about this idea or that idea?
I know. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's just like it hasn't crossed your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like a lot of like how some people said that I've worked in the 9 to 5 for my whole life, and I've never come across thinking about building my own business because it's not in their blood, it's not in their entourage. You've never come across it, and I'm not sure about you, but like before meeting me, you probably never thought about like opening your own thing,
Nope.
right?
Never.
Yeah. Now, do you want to talk about the thing
Yeah.
how in between your contracting?
Yeah. So I'm currently in between contracts at the moment, work wise. So I've had a couple of days off work. And because I am still between contracts with the same company, when I go back to when I go start the next contract, I'm still going to be doing my job that I was doing
Same role.
same role,
Different
doing
company.
the work that I was, same company.
Oh, really?
So doing the same work that I was doing before.
Oh, okay.
So in a way, work is kind of piling up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, like, how like, because I had this feeling before as well, where if I was to go on leave for just holidays, right, go to Japan for 3 weeks or whatever,
Okay.
it takes me a while to switch off mentally. So switch off from thinking about work. So to me, there's a difference between the Christmas holidays and just a random 3-week holiday in the middle of the year. Because
what's the difference?
So in the middle of the year, pretty much you're the only person taking that time off. Everybody's still working. Work is still happening. At the end of the year, everybody's off.
Mhm.
So when you come back, it's very likely there's nothing piling up or anything like that. So that thought that there's work piling up, that's I shouldn't be doing this. I don't deserve to be not working at the moment. That thought sort of just stays with me.
Okay, so do you feel guilty?
I feel very guilty. I feel like I don't deserve.
You feel
this.
guilty for having a day off?
Yeah.
But guilty towards whom?
The people working.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like, and I guess partly to myself as well, guilty in the sense that I know I should be working. I know I shouldn't be here at the beach at the moment. I know I should be at a desk typing away, doing whatever. Like that's always been something on my mind, and something that I can never really shake off within sort of the first week or two. Like if I was to do like a weekend away, just one day, that's okay.
Okay.
Because everybody's off on the weekend.
Right.
But if I extend that to say 3 days, 4 or 5 days, then that thought, that feeling creeps in. So I wanted to know, now that you're working for yourself and you're the only person that's working for you, really, how does it feel when you try to take time off?
Oh, okay.
Can you separate yourself from not thinking about it?
Yeah. Like for example, in the morning when I don't have anything to do, I'll sleep in for a little bit if I want to.
No, I mean like take time off, like as in
like if
a holiday or something. Like let's say where you
I'm trying to think about the situation right now because since COVID started and I'm still trying to build a new business happening right now, which is, by the way, launching it on Friday. So I'll put some details in as well. I mean, no, I don't think I have that issue with being guilty about anything really. But in saying that, like, you know how I talk about how I beat myself up a lot?
Yeah.
Because if I decide to, well, I don't decide. It's just if I procrastinate, then I'll start thinking like, oh no, I should be working. So what the hell am I doing, sort of thing. So there is that feeling. It's not like so much like feeling guilty about anybody. It's more like, what the fuck are you doing, Foong?
I think
Get your
I think
get
in a
your-
way
yeah.
is that we're so ingrained in some sort of routine,
Yeah.
the work routine, that when you're at the same time of the day, you should be doing something. You're not
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
It's such a weird feeling.
Okay.
So I was at the beach at like, you know, in the afternoon.
Uh
I shouldn't be there. There's that feeling of I shouldn't be here.
huh.
I should be working right now.
So does that prevent you from enjoying yourself at all?
In a way, yeah.
Okay,
Like part of
fair
me
enough.
is thinking, oh, you shouldn't be enjoying this. You should be back, you know, doing work.
You really need to start realizing it to separate these two things. Like if you're enjoying yourself, go ahead and enjoy yourself, and if you're working, put your 100% into it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's why I think about it. Like, you know, on the Double D podcast, we talked about this as well. Like how, if I'm procrastinating, or I'm in that mode of beating myself up, I am really legit beating myself up. I'll sit there and like sit there and just get negative about myself for a good while. And then when I decide to pick myself back up again, I'm back to normal. Just that there's a definite separation, like that clear cut separation between these two modes. Right. So, you know,
A part of that is you're not you're not doing work because you're procrastinating.
Yep.
But not necessarily because you give yourself time off. But when you do give yourself time off,
then there will be that separation there too.
is it a very clear cut? Okay, I'm off now.
Yep.
And then you just don't think about it.
Yeah. We just when I went to New York last year in July, right? Yeah. I just went.
I was about to ask you, like, how did you feel? Like, did you think about work at all?
No.
At any point?
I was there. I deserved that. I thought to myself, like, I deserve this. It's been a long time since I had like a quality time away with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
So I feel like, yeah, I deserve that. But look, I get it. When I'm in work mode, there is moments where I'm like, hey, get your shit together, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So how do you? I mean, is it just a natural thing for you just to have a hard cutoff from thinking about work when you give yourself time off?
No, if you own your own business, no matter how big or small it is, it's always on your mind.
Yeah.
It's always like, even if you're,
Because I feel like for you, the stakes are even higher than
Yeah.
myself, because you know
Right.
people are still working. You know, for me,
Mm.
like some of the work is still getting done, but when you're off,
Yeah.
the work is pretty much
Well, that's why you have to set processes and whatnot, processes in play. Like you have staff and whatnot to take care of your stuff. Like for example, like right now, even this new website I'm working, I've got my own VA in the Philippines, like constantly doing some work for me. It feels good.
so.
Like time is valuable. Your time is valuable. I think this is something that I've actually started internalizing as well. That your time means something. It costs something. Like how much of that time, how much of that 1 hour is worth to you, right?
Or how much productivity can you get from that 1 hour? Because if you don't get much out of it,
that's right,
then you're wasting your own time.
And it's the same thing. Like if you're going to be spending that couple of hours and or that couple of days to go to the beach or like reconnect with your girlfriend, like use that time. It means something. It means something to the business as well, because like if you're not in a clear of mind, then you won't be able to run the business.
It's a good point,
right?
Never really thought about it that way.
Look, my time, I've been thinking a lot about this. It's like that's probably why I enjoy F45 at the moment, is because I don't have to spend my mental, like, how do I put it? My mental bank account, let's say, right? To think about what type of workout I need to do, or when do I need to stretch, and what days do I need to work on what.
Yeah.
I just turn up. That decision has been taken care of me.
Yeah.
I've paid the money for it. And I just come in, do my workout. 45 minutes later, I come out. That's all I have to think about. And that's great to me. I love that, because I value my time. And plus, this kind of pushes me to do something, because you've taken all decision and all that stuff out of the equation, right?
I guess in a way that's you know, you're paying for that convenience of you know. Yeah, I guess that's a good thing. But yeah, in terms of
guys, what do you think? Like, did what I say make sense to you guys? Like, if you have you thought about like how much you actually is worth? You actually are worth. Is that
yeah? And is it easy for you to switch off?
Yeah. I want to know.
Yeah, I mean that's something that's always been on my mind, and you know, it
So-
seems we're quite
So
different that way.
Let me get this straight. For you, is it's that you know when to turn off because you already got this set amount of time at the end of the year, because that's the routine that you've always had, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
So
that you put it that way,
For you to
and everybody else is off as well.
yeah.
So no work is really getting done. I don't have to worry about
Yeah.
shit going wrong when I'm not around.
That's kind of like that's kind of making you think to yourself that you're important to the company.
Maybe.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe.
Remember that feeling? This is an interesting one. Do you remember that feeling when you were at school, in high school, whatever, and you had the day off? You chucked the sickie.
Yeah.
How good did it feel? Back then, you didn't have that thought, right?
Yeah.
You didn't have.
Well,
Oh no, there's some assignment I need to do at school. Oh no, man, I'll whip out the Xbox and just play all day if I wanted to, dude.
well, I mean, you know, according to my parents, I've never missed a day of school. So,
nerd, you calling me a nerd? Shit.
but I did take time, take days off. Yeah.
According to your dad. Oh, all right.
I still remember this one time I was jigging school.
Jigging. That's
wagging.
a word I haven't heard in years.
that was
Jigging.
back in the day. Is that what you used? Jigging, or was it
Jigging,
wagging?
yeah,
or-
jigging, yeah.
Yeah. And so in order to get to, I think the usual places either going to Parramatta or going to the city.
Uh-huh.
These are like the only two places that we normally go. And I remember going to pretty much the local bus stop from my house, because it was like, and then I think my mate either met me there. So we went to school and then we left. We walked
Okay.
back. So
What a
almost
bad
like-
boy.
almost like walking back to my place. And then I had to get the bus. But at that place, there's like a little like a row of shops, and there's like a doctor's office there as well. And I saw my dad. I think he either got out of the car or he just got out of the doctor's office. And I just started walking the other way.
He didn't see you.
He didn't see me. I just started walking. And my heart.
Really? Wow.
Woo,
Oh.
never got caught. But yeah, there was definitely some of those days where they were entirely unproductive. I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
We just went to the city.
I
just hung out.
I got one better for you. This was actually pretty intense. So back in when I was in high school, there was these Japanese students that came over to for us to host them, right?
Yeah.
And I hosted one
At
So-
your place?
at our place. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So that was a pretty cool experience. So what had happened was when they were finished with the stay 2 weeks later, they had to go home. And me, my brother, and another dude from school were like, "Oh no, we have to see them at the airport." So me being me, it's like, "Hey, come on, let's do it. Let's jig school on this day. I'll take my car. We'll go to the station, and then we'll buy a little present and see them at the airport."
Yeah.
I did that. Parked at the Liverpool station, got on the train, got to the airport, and while I was at the airport, my parents were seeing some monk off or something like that. So we were hiding.
Did you know that was happening on the day?
No, I didn't.
Oh, damn.
So they were at the airport, and then
of all places.
of all places. So we're hiding behind those big pillars at the airport, like Smith Airport,
Yeah.
right? So they didn't see me. You see the row of parents with the monks and shit doing what they
Yeah.
do. Anyway, so we kind of missed them, the
Mm.
Japanese. We didn't see them off, so we actually got to the gate and we
Because your parents were there, you
Yeah.
couldn't look for them or anything.
So we begged the custom officers or whoever was guarding
Yeah.
the gates, "Hey, this is the flight number, this is the gift. Can you give this to them?" They were nice enough to go and find them for us.
All right.
That's pretty good, right?
Wait, so you did confirm that it got to the...
It got to the person. I don't talk to that person anymore, anyways. So it's not the end of the story, by the way. So, anyways, we got home. Got back to the school. I dropped the guy off at school.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. There's no point for us to go back to school." I drove back home. By the way, where I parked was illegal, so I got a parking ticket at 17. I got a
Ooh.
parking ticket at 17.
That's going to hurt.
And when my dad got home from work, he got a call from the office. So the other guy got caught.
Really?
So the other guy got caught by
His parents or something? Or?
by the teachers, because he went back to school, and he snitched on us.
What?
He snitched on us.
Oh my
So
God.
I got a verbal beat down from my dad that day.
Jesus Christ. To be honest, I feel like in that situation, I might have snitched as well.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure if I would have, but I feel like
It's a
if
good
it
story
was-
though.
Yeah, if it would have lessened or reduced
Yeah.
the wrath from my parents, I might have snitched. I might have.
Go to school, guys,
Go to
girls, boys and
school,
girls.
Don't jig, don't wag.
Jig. That's a very
Jig or
Australian word.
wag.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're doing with time. Do we have another quick topic that we can go on?
Yeah. We're about there anyway. So I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
This is an interesting topic. How to tell if you're an asshole?
Good question.
How do you tell
do
if
you
you're
think
an
you're
asshole?
an asshole?
Me, I think I'm half.
Has anybody ever told you that you're an asshole or heard from the grapevines that you're an asshole?
When I cut someone off in traffic.
I mean, that's heat of the moment. But like friend of a friend that you heard, like, they said you're.
Abby calls me an asshole all the time, so I'm not sure if that counts.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess in relationships, everything's a little bit heightened. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
Here's a quick test.
Yeah.
Quick test. This is what I found on the internet as well. I found it quite interesting. Are you the type, after you pick up your grocery from, say, Woolies,
Mm.
take the trolley to your car, you load your car, and you just find a little ledge, a little little curb, just leave the trolley there and just drive off?
Let's say 50-50.
Are you 50-50 as well?
50-50 on that, yeah.
That's what I think I am as well, but I don't know. We might be biased in this situation.
Yeah.
So this little article says that if you do not return your trolley, it's a good sign. If you don't return the trolley to the proper base and whatnot,
Yeah.
it's a good sign that you are a certified asshole.
I'm just trying to think, like, how often do I leave it versus take it back? And why would I leave it there? Because I'm too lazy?
You know what I do?
Usually, I feel like I put it back.
Well, that's the thing. If for me, if I don't see any other trolleys around,
Yeah.
So if I don't see any other trolley like hanging off like the curb or something like that, I go and return my trolley. But if I see one, on the
See
curb,
you later.
I just right there. And then you drive off and you see the trolley just like roll down the hill.
Yeah. Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember in where I used to live, the parking lot. There's always this one area that's full of like trolleys. People just leave it there thinking it's a trolley bay, but it's like where like the motorcyclists park their motorbikes.
Mhm.
And every time it's just like one bike and there's like 8 like trolleys next to it. And I just always leave it there. If I'm close enough to it, I'll just leave it there.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
Mm.
if I made a mistake,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I guess that makes me a 50-50 asshole.
You're just a butt cheek.
Yeah,
How
just
about
one ass cheek.
What about those trolleys? Like this is in Canberra, by the way. Trolleys over there have the coin insert. Like you have to go back to get that dollar off.
No.
You know what I do? I'm like, screw that dollar. See ya.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. That's when you know you're a first world asshole.
That's your style of money management. My style is I don't even put the dollar in there.
What?
Because if I see it, obviously one, I don't have a dollar. I always never carry coins, and two, I'm not gonna put it in there. I'm not gonna waste time with this thing. I'll just hold on to the little hand trolley thing, the hand basket.
The cart, the
I'll
basket. Yeah.
I'll just deal with that.
Even if you fill it to the brim.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Okay.
you are cheap.
Yeah. Was that the main question for are you an asshole?
That's basically how you do to determine if you're an asshole or not.
Okay. How about so self-evaluation? Are you an asshole?
Yes. I want to say yes. Unless I'm pressured to be not an asshole.
What? So you need pressure to not be an asshole?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay,
Like
so then,
I think in my mind, I'm usually like, I don't really care
yeah.
about a lot of things. But if I see someone looking at me, I'm like, oh, hey, I'm actually a nice guy.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So if you're watching this, I am a nice guy, despite the topic.
Yeah, I tend to think that I'm not an asshole. Like let's say you drive, for example. How often do you let people merge into your lane, or are you like, nah, fuck this guy, I'm gonna not let him merge?
Actually, you know what? I do let people in.
Me
But
too.
that's probably because I've had a bike accident.
Maybe.
I'm usually like really nice to bikes. I see a bike, I'm like, here, have the whole road to yourself, bro. I know I know that feeling because I've had that accident with the piece of metal in my arm. So yeah.
But also, I let people in because I don't want to be an asshole.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking like if I actively don't let them in my lane, then I know I'm actively being an asshole.
Yeah.
So I think in that way, not an asshole.
Okay. Asshole, not asshole. How about that? Anyways, guys, you've been listening to the Escape Road podcast. By the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, do leave us a like, hit the notification icon, and give us a damn subscribe, please.
A damn subscribe.
Damn it, you know.
Yeah. So in terms of how you can help us, support us, you can always check us out on our social medias. Leave a comment, leave a like, leave a subscribe, or whatever on our YouTube. And if you do want to help us monetarily, there's also Patreon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, little prayer. Little prayer. Have a good one, guys. See ya.